When I last talked to you guys, we were just about to finish up a branding iron and it is done now. It's so shiny that it's hard to make out the design, but it looks fantastic. But before this is ready to go, we need to do a little bit of touch up with the sandblasting and then polish the backside. This is a 1000 grit belt. It won't remove material very fast, but it'll leave a nice finish. All right, that looks pretty good. Now we need to test it, which is important for two reasons. One, because I want to make sure that I didn't make any mistakes. Two, because when you first heat up the branding iron, the brass will move as it relieves internal stresses. Sometimes they warp the branding iron so much that you don't get a nice consistent mark. So by doing it before sending this to the customer for the first time, we can relieve those stresses, making sure they have a good experience from day one. Now that it's cool, I'm gonna lap down the face so it's dead flat. It's the next day now, and if I want to stay on track with my production schedule and plans, I need to get the rest of the Prybars machined, cut out of their frames, ground, and sandblasted, and in the tumbler today. But to complicate things a little bit more, I also have a family event in like an hour and a half here, so I really need to get moving. Okay, the pallet's all loaded up and I need to leave for my family activity 15 minutes ago. All right, it is the next day and the run of Prybars finished overnight, sort of. The program finished, but looking at the Prybars, they're missing their serial number, which is supposed to be engraved right there. Looking at that engraving tool, it looks like the tip is broken off, but it's a double-ended tool, so I can just flip it over and I'll have a good edge on the other side. Now I can just touch this off and rerun the engraving part of this program. That seems to have done it. The engraving looks nice and crisp. I probably should have done that a while ago. This right here is the last Prybar for the Kickstarter. Except for the one in the machine right now, these are the last Prybars that I need to finish. All right, so the last Prybar is done machining, and I just finished sandblasting the other Prybars. So now I'm just gonna quickly get that last Prybar caught up with the other ones and tumble all of them. I think I'm just gonna call it here, and we will finish up the rest of this batch on the next video. But I did get all the Prybars sandblasted, and I'm just gonna quickly throw them in the tumbler now. Thank you, I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.